Can you buy a car, drive it to the Nurburgring, and then take it home, break it for parts, and pay for the whole trip? I'm about to find out. Here is my £800 shitbox. Whoa, okay then. Now, all of you lovely people have submitted your comments to be written on the car. We'll include some more pictures and images of what's been written all over the car. Some appropriate, some not appropriate. It's just the way it is with these sort of things when you open up to people on YouTube. But yeah, we've made it to Germany. We stopped via the Netherlands. We've only had one breakdown.
So first breakdown doesn't happen to be the £800 TT. It's the engine swapped A1. How's it going down there, Bryn?
Yeah, there's loads of room. It's nicely converted, this gives you plenty of access. It's good.
Irony.
And that was for a boost hose that popped off this car, not this car, because this is a 3.2. There's nothing to go wrong on it. Nothing at all. It's going to be absolutely fine, I promise you. No problems whatsoever. Definitely jinxed it, didn't I? The car has developed a little bit of a clunk at low speed manoeuvres. So we're just going to check that the repair that we did on the A1 has worked. There's not much room here. Now, I've been sent this bike Forza, and I said I'd include it in a video, and this is a really handy video to include it in. I don't know if you can see because it's really bright at the minute. It's showing me that my tyre pressure is 32.5, so I'm just going to use this at the minute to lower my pressures before we go on track. But then if I wanted to bump them back up when I'm done, this is all battery operated, so I could go back up to, let's say I wanted to go back up to 33.5, and away it goes. 33.5, done. That's actually really quick as well compared to those ones that you get from Halfords for like a tenner. That's pretty good. And then it's got a built-in torch, not that you need it in the daylight, but at night obviously that would be quite handy. So yeah, thanks for sending that one for free. I'll include a link if you want to buy one for yourself.
Right, awkward advert over and done with. Took a walk down to the track then just to get ourselves psyched up for what we were about to do. There was a track day on, so we got to see some pretty cool cars going around the track.
That was sick. Now, while I said there was no issues on the trip, I've done 639 miles since I changed the alternator. And for the last 200 and something miles, the engine management light has been on. We've got lambda sensors and then implausible signal from the camshaft position sensors, which is to do with the chains being stretched. So, just gonna clear the codes and send it. Oh, an airbag controller's not working, so if we have a crash, I might be in trouble. Oh, that looks well cool.
It doesn't say cat.
I can like write from here to here.
Oh, that'd be wicked. Thank you. Got some other Japanese on there. Oh. Obviously, we're going to need a little bit of fuel to fuel us, so we are at Alibaba's. Mixed reviews about this place, I'll be totally honest with you. First time we ever came in, we thought it was amazing. Next 2 times we've been, we thought it was a bit pants. We wanted pizza from Pinocchio's, but it's closed. So yeah, Alibaba's for a kebab. We will update you with a review after we've eaten. And we've got the kebabs and we've come to view the cars, but we think the track day might have finished now. But here's the kebab. I've never had a kebab that I can rest on my lap and eat at the same time. This is mental. But I'd say this is top notch today. Tastes quite good. Sweet, should give us some energy to go do some laps. One of the Marshalls has got taste. It's only a 180. 2 laps on there. Let's go do a sighting lap and a quick-ish lap and see if the car holds up. My concerns. The brakes aren't as good as I'm used to on track cars. They're okay at the minute. I think I've bedded them in. They'll probably get bedded in on this sighting lap a bit more. Rear suspension setup isn't the greatest because the bushes ain't the best. Other than that, I haven't done the tracking, so I've got no idea what that's saying. Let's just jump in and go for a drive. Not my usual camera setup. Just gone for a 360 in the back and our vlogging style, this one here. If anything interesting happens, I should be able to get the rear and the front and the side views from that camera. Let's just go do a lap. And if you've never done a lap of the Nurburgring before, your first lap's always going to be nice and slow sighting lap, and when there's fast cars behind you, you just indicate to the right so they know that you've seen them. And they'll just go past you. Never done a lap in an automatic before. This car's going to behave. It's doing alright so far. This new digitised system is quite interesting. What's going on here? Someone having a barbecue there? I think they are. No? Oh, someone's car's on fire. That's the barbecue. That was not funny of me, sorry. Whoa, okay then. That's how bad it can go wrong with the ring, folks. Whoa! We've still got brakes after that lap. They're not the best feeling, but I've still got brakes. So now I can push the brakes a little bit harder through the lap now. Yeah, I mean this car isn't generating enough speed to need ridiculously good braking performance, so it might not be an issue. Everyone's loving writing on the car. It's a shit car. It's so shit. Everyone's loving writing on the car. Turns out I'm not the only one that can do graffiti on cars. Although that's a much more expensive car to do it on. There you go. That's the end of the trip. Well, the car's still got to make it back home. We're 700 miles now since I bought it. None of them didn't have a yellow, annoyingly, but they were all fun laps. So yeah, happy days. Time to go home. And obviously, after some laps, you've done a lot of hard work. You have to sit down and have a drink. The car has developed a little bit of a clunk at low speed manoeuvres. Doesn't sound good, does it? Well, as long as it gets me back, that's all that matters. Definitely jinxed it, didn't I? Yeah, I've just sorted it. I think I took a picture so I can add that now. But I'm missing a wheel bolt and the others were hanging loose. All that was from the track to go get a drink and then park up and get a picture by the time. Then I noticed a little bit of a noise. I thought, well, I'll get back and I'll jack it up. And the noise was getting worse, so I pulled over. And yeah, missing a wheel bolt. And the others were really loose. Just tightened up with the sissy little bar that's in the back. Check the other wheel, that was loose. So the heat from these brakes has done something to these bolts. No idea why. No idea, because they were all torqued up to spec. But hey ho, at least the wheel hasn't fallen off on the Autobahn. Hopefully that's the only disaster. To the stop at the Haribo gift shop, get some supplies for the wife. She loves it. And yeah, let's hit the road. So have a nice day, ba, 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 have a nice day, ba, ba. There's a little kid looking at the writing on the side of the car, that's awkward. No, so the window's now not working. It's interesting. When I got off the ferry, the window was working perfectly. And now it doesn't want to work. It's just weird. I've reset it a billion times. Wipers don't quite wipe as nice as I'd like. The hazard switch isn't very good because a few times it's stayed solid indicating to the right. What else has gone wrong? Do you know what, other than that it's been a pretty solid car. I can't fault it too much for a £800 banger. But as has been mentioned already in the video, we are going to rip this to pieces now, get all the bits sold. Right, time to get it to the unit, get it emptied out of all the stuff from the trip, get some pictures of the goodies that are up for sale and get it listed. So parts are selling. I've broke even on the car, made some profit after tonight, which is paying for the trip obviously. Full breakdown is going to be included, but yes, it's an interesting buyer, which is why I'm including this bit. So yeah, the suspension's already sold, wings have already sold, bits like that. The engine is going to Croatia.
You see, this is the official shirt.
Hang on, let's have a...
MK1.
Yeah.
So first Volkswagen meet in Knie. It was 2022 year.
Yeah.
So 3 years from now.
So yeah. So you are VW Croatia, and this is going in what?
In Knie.
No, but what car is this going in?
In Passat B4.
Yeah.
B4, but GT version.
There you go. So the 3.2 from the Mark 1 TT is going to go into the back of this Vito. It's going to get driven back to Croatia.
First time driving right-hand car.
There you go. With an engine in the back. So yeah, I'll do the full tot-up once I've taken a few more bits off this car, but I'll be glad because I can get the shell out of the way now because the engine has been living there in the way. And then that can go and then I can break the next one. But anyway, right, on to the next bit. So if you want to buy a car, take it to the ring, come back, strip it parts, and have paid for the trip, it is definitely possible. You can at least break even, if not make a little bit of profit on there. So yeah, why don't you get a project over the winter, get it ready, and take it to the ring next year. I'm trying to work out what I'm going to be taking next, but I'll see you there. Thank goodness that's out of the way.